Your Excellency, you earlier spoke about how a balance can be struck between fostering local growth and emerging technologies, but what about the long-term economic risks? Would you highlight that we need to be mindful? What would you highlight that we would need to be mindful of?
Well, that's an interesting question, and I think the biggest risk we have when we're talking about fourth industrial revolution or the information revolution, the biggest risk is being afraid of risk. You know, this is an area where we have to be willing to take calculated risk and have a contingency plan to deal with those risks. And I think at the macro level, at the economic level of the nation, obviously the biggest risk is being too slow and lagging behind, which I'm afraid we're susceptible to if we don't move fast. When I looked at recent statistics about robotics intensity in Saudi Arabia, we're about 1/10 that of Korea. And even among some middle manufacturing economies, we're behind. So we have a lot of room to accelerate. The same thing at the corporate and institutional level, the companies, the organizations that have, they need to be fast followers, if not innovators and first adopters of these technologies, and not be worried that technology may not work the first time. It's been proven that the payback time for fourth industrial revolution technologies is 2 to 5 years on average, and obviously the upside is huge. But it is a fair risk that we need to manage. And for the industry providers here with us in the conference, we need to be also innovative and creative in sharing that risk with the buyers of those technologies so that there is an upside payback to the provider of the technology, and at the same time, one of the biggest risks, of course, everybody talks about it, is about employment. Are we going to put millions and millions of people out of jobs? And this is a topic that has been well discussed. And the answer for us in Saudi Arabia, those jobs that are going to be displaced happen to be the lower end jobs. A lot of them are manufacturing, labor, vocational type jobs, which happen to be today primarily filled by expatriates who come to the kingdom for a few years and go back home anyway. So that kind of risk is not going to present the kingdom with unemployment. But for the young Saudis, 50% of our population are below 25, adopters of technology. I think this is a very fertile area for them to excel and be the creators of these technologies. So, and of course, the other risk is if you don't have capital, if you don't have, because this is a capital intensive, and there is a quick turnover. You have to continuously invest. The good thing about the kingdom is we're capital rich, relatively speaking. We have SIDF, which funds these kind of technology. So again, I think that risk can be and should be well mitigated. We, as the Ministry of Investment, are willing to look at incentive schemes with His Excellency Bandar Al-Khrayef around automation, fourth industrial revolution rollout in our manufacturing sector.